All right, Shalom Yasha'Allah, peace Israel. First and foremost, we would like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Akar double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and has taught us this truth. And also peace and salutation to the hopeful elect, out here laboring truth and sincerity in the four corners of the earth, under the standard and the banner of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, and this is a portion of the Goodness Boston camp. I'm the brother Karal, but the brother
I'm one.
and through the spirit and power, Yahweh, we're here again, to touch on a quick lesson. I don't want to which means Lord's willing, this lesson is edifying. All right, and we're going to start off with Proverbs 29 and 2, and then we're going to jump into this article. All right, so what I have here is Proverbs 29 and 2, and it reads, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. All right, and if you see the condition of the earth today and who's governing the earth, all right, you can clearly see that it's the wicked that's governing the earth and implementing laws and to make people mourn, right? To these people are in a suffering state. A lot of people are depressed, and why? Once again, it's because of who's running the earth right now. All right,
Right.
and it was set up this way to know and understand what the world is like, to be without to be ruled without righteousness. All right, so when the Lord Yahweh Shai does come, all right, and He established righteousness upon the earth, that's when it's like the scripture says, the people are going to rejoice. We're going to have something to be glad over. All right, and the best thing about that is when Yahweh Shai established the kingdom of heaven upon earth. All right, which is setting up the kingdom of Yahshua, all right, it's going to be a forever kingdom. All right, so the people are not going to mourn anymore. Everything is going to be done righteously, and we're going to deal with these nations fair. But once again, you have the wicked, which is Esau, Edom, all right, the so-called white man who's ruling right now. All right, and he's ruling with rigor. All right, he's ruling harshly. All right, and just to even back that up real quick, let's read Job 9:24.
Yep.
You want to grab it out?
Yeah. This is Job 9 and 24, and it reads, "The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judge thereof. If not, where and who is he?"
All right. And like the scripture said, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right. So right now is a time period for this devil to rule. All right. The Lord had allowed him to take take control of the over the earth at this appointed moment. All right, and do all manners of harm to the earth and the people that dwell upon the earth. All right. Another uh proof of that is Isaiah 24. Let's grab that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
This is just gonna break down who's in power, all right? And we say we tell our people, we tell you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, who are the Israelites, we tell you that the so-called white man's your enemy and he's in power right now. All right. But a lot of our people don't want to grasp that concept. They always say you keep blaming it on the white man, you keep blaming it on Esau, but we got to do something. We got to figure it out ourselves. And what we are doing, all right, is exposing them. That's what we're supposed to do, and trying to tell our people to wake up, to repent, and seek Yahweh about Shemel Shah. Because what this devil's about to do, man, he's not playing fair at all. All right, he's coming to make your life hell. All right, and control every little bit of what your life is supposed to be upon earth. All right. So real quick, this is Isaiah 24:4 says, Isaiah 24:4 says, the earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away, and the haughty people of the earth do languish. All right. The earth
Right.
also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, and broken the everlasting covenant. You see? So the earth is defiled. And with the earth being defiled, what you think? The people's not going to be defiled as well? All right.
Right.
The people
Yep.
are defiled. The food is defiled. You have to consume these foods. All right. That is supposed to help you with your health and for you to gain your strength to keep going. All right. But guess what? The food's defiled and you're putting it into your body that makes you defiled. And the water's defiled and you're putting that into your body that once again it makes you defiled. All right. And not just only the people, but the animals as well as the trees as well. So it's a
Yeah.
domino effect. You see? But this
Right.
devil is reaping up reaping to himself all these resources, and he's giving the common people, the people that's under him, all right, he's basically not giving them anything. All right, but you got it, dog.
And so true. Just to back you up, when you read in the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10, verse 1, and reading on down, it says this. It says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered.
Mm-hmm.
As the judge of the people is, it says, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are they. Excuse me, such are they that dwell therein. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. You know, see?
Mm-hmm.
So from where we started, it says a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. So you got to look at today's society and look at who's in power and ask yourself: is there a wise judge in authority? You know, is he instructing the people accordingly to righteousness? You know, is he governing over people in a righteous way? And the answer is no, because brother just got through reading in Proverbs 29:2 that when the wicked bear rulers, the people mourn. So we're in the mourning state, man. You know what I'm saying? We're suffering, you know, from poverty, man, from lack of resources. Because what? Because this is not our rest. This is not our kingdom. We wasn't brought here to enjoy ourselves, but rather we was brought here to serve captivity under
Mm-hmm.
our enemy. And now we're understanding why life is hard and difficult, because the Lord has set an adversary over us to punish us. You know,
That's
so
right.
this is why life ain't all dandy and peaches and cream, and you ain't doing well. Is because you're under your enemy's thumb, so to speak. You know,
That's
so
right.
so because he's ruling, he's gonna make your life difficult because he knows who we are, and on top of that, uh, uh, he's the wicked. He's the devil, man. And the devil's not going to show you any favor or any mercy or any justice. He's here to make your life a living hell. And this is why you got to know who your enemy is. And this is why we're doing these shows, to bring forth more proof and show you why we call the Edomites the devil according to the Bible. You know.
That's right. Con. And just with that, let me just segue into this article. Let me just cue this up real quick. All right. And going into the article, this is from the People's Voice.tv. All right. This was posted April 12th, 2023. All right. And the title reads, Water is not a human right. It says, WF orders government to begin rationing waters into home. All right. So, all right. Look at that. Right. And let's get this precept real quick. All right. It says Ecclesiasticus 39 and verse 25, for the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grapes, and oil and clothing. All right. So these are things that the Lord had given us. If you go back and read Genesis, the first chapter, all right, going into the second chapter, you can see that these things was created and the Lord said that it was good. Why? Because these are things that's going to sustain, the humankind, mankind. All right, us dwelling upon the earth. All right, this is supposed
Mm-hmm.
to be the principal things for our life, man. We use water, fire, iron. We utilize these things. All right, and this is how progression is also going to come about. All right, because once again, you eat food and water that gives you an opportunity to live to the next day. All right, it sustain you. All right, fire to keep you warm. Iron to make certain type of objects and metals, salt, for flavor, and also this save save food. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like flour of wheat, making bread, honey, milk, so on and so forth. All right. But this devil, he wants to control these things that you use that help sustain you. Why? Because if he can control the principal things of the use of man's life, that means he can control the man as well. All
Yep.
right. He can have that man moving, man, woman, and child moving to the beat of his drum. All right. And once again, this is how you identify who the wicked is. All right, it's these people. This is one of many of them. All right. And best believe he's from the stock of Esau Edom. All right. He's the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right. Because guess what? They have their resources, they have it in abundance. They have control over the earth. As we just read earlier, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So with that, by default, they're gonna have the resources. They're gonna have this thing on lock. Let's get Genesis the 27th chapter because it
Yep.
goes
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
With that blessing, right?
Yep.
Um,
39, I
yep.
believe. Yep.
Says boom, boom, boom. Let's get straight to the point.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Verse 34, Genesis 37, 27 and 34. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a loud voice. He cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. And to get the backdrop of the story, Jacob had received the best blessing by way of supplanting Esau. All right, by way of supplanting Esau. Isaac was losing his vision, and Jacob came in with the help of his mother Rebecca, and he came in subtile. Jacob Yaquah means supplanter. All right, he came in and Isaac had blessed him with the promise, right? Gave him the blessing, right? But
Mm-hmm.
Esau came in afterwards. With Esau being the firstborn, the blessing was supposed to go to Esau, but the Lord had it where it went to Jacob. All right, and guess what? Esau came in crying and weeping. That's what we're reading off here. It says that when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry. He said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, Thy brother came in with subtlety and hath taken away thy blessing. And he said, Is it not is not he rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these two times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? All right. And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do unto thee, my son? All right. And this is the thing, right? This is why we said, when we read earlier about Proverbs 29 and 2, that consists of the blessing. With the when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Why? And that's coming by way of our Lord Yahweh Shah, because that was granted. That was that blessing that Isaac gave unto Jacob, all right, which is Jacob's name was literally returned to Israel, all right, and Israel had 12 sons, all right, which is the 12th tribe of Israel, and Yahweh Shah being, sprang out of Judah, you know, which is the head tribe, all right. So Yahweh Shah is gonna uh, bring forth, all right, that blessing that we have got by way of our forefathers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it says, when Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have given I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine I have sustained him, and what shall I do unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, right? This is the point for the lesson, right? Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of the heaven from above, right?
Mm-hmm.
Esau has received the fatness of the earth. Look at him now. You know, he have received all the fatness of the earth, right? It says fatness, right? It says fat piece, fertile place, richly prepared food, fatness, fat pieces, oil, olive oil. You know what I'm saying? Fatness, fertile spots or places. All right, let's go into it. It says fatness, but usually figuratively or concretely, a rich dish, a fertile field. You see what I'm saying? A fertile field. When you have a fertile field, that means crops grow in abundance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Once again, this represents the resources. All right, this represents the resources. You know, being in control of the oil. Having gold in abundant stored up. You know what I'm saying? Having silver, all these different precious metals. When you look at Jake, we don't have nothing, man. You know,
Right.
on a large scale. Yeah, you see Jake with diamond chains and stuff, but that's nothing compared to what Esau had. All right. As we talk about the 1%, all right. You talk
Yeah.
about the 1%, the trillionaires, all right, and they own companies that, you know what I'm saying. It just go on. It's a rabbit hole, man. All right. So once again, this is by default showing you that now these people are the Edomites. For him to make a statement such as this, or this WEF, for them to make a statement like this, that means you have to be in control of the resources.
That's right.
You um, one more verse, real quick, and this is verse 40. It says, "And by the sword thou shalt live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck." All right. And it says, real quick, verse 41, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. Esau said in his heart, the day of mourning my father are at hand. Then I will slay my brother Jacob. All right. And if you look at the time period that we're in, we're seeing that Esau is losing his grips, all right, of his kingdom, all right. And
Yeah.
and we're actually approaching the day of our Lord coming back. All right. So with that, Esau knows by way of the time, he knows that he's losing his kingdom. So what he's gonna do? He's gonna make this shit. He's gonna make it hell. All right. He's gonna make this hell. He's gonna come down harder on Jake, and he don't mind getting his own people just to get us. All
Yep.
right. But you got it. I'm one if you want to add on anything.
Yeah, just to prove what you're saying is true. When you go down First Peter's 5:8,
Yep.
it says this. It says, it says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour.
Mm-hmm.
You see? So what's on Esau's mind is what? It's to destroy you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American, man. That's his sole purpose. His Bilderberg meetings, his G summits, his trilaterals, these other nations, these meetings, is all plots and plans to destroy you, Jakes. And we're reading some of it right now, as we're seeing. This is the trouble that the Lord is warning us of to come. You know, the famine, you know, the water, the fountain standing still. These are things that saying that the lack of resources, the lack of the things we need, that's what's going to take place. You know what I'm saying? So if these devils, these elites, is going to be happy to shut off your water or turn off the power grid or however, in order to have you submit to them, they willing to go all out, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like the bus say, if they got to destroy their own people to get to you, Jakes, they will do so. And this is what we're starting to see, them putting these decrees and these orders in place to make your life a living hell. Like the bud we read in Ecclesiasticus 9:39 that water, fire, iron, uh, flour is the things that's substantial to man.
Mm-hmm.
Why would these devils go ahead and cut off or rationalize a thing that you need? You know, what's going on that these people have to have such control over an individual's life and the things that they need?
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, that's showing you that it's control, it's power, man. You know what I'm saying? Because this is not nothing new. Our enemy's been going to the drawing boards and drawing tactics, things of this nature, to come against us. Just like the time when Helifernes was sent by Nebuchadnezzar to go out and pretty much round up the nations because they didn't go to battle with him, and to have them submit and pay tribute. When they came to the country hill where the Israelites was residing, they noticed that they couldn't reach us. So what they had to do, they had to think strategically to find a way to trap us, to find a way to starve us out.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, they went by the foot of the banks where we would draw water, where we use water to cook, to clean, and they pretty much was setting traps, man. Was
Mm-hmm.
plotting, was scouting to see us, to kill us, man. Because eventually they knew that we needed resources, we need food, water to survive. So they made their rounds to try attack us and get us. But it's the same thing today, you know.
That's right. That's what you call a siege. All
Right.
right. Let's get the
Right.
definition of that.
And the same thing that happened in Masada, you know.
Yep.
So
Yep.
so history is repeating itself, man. You know.
Mm-hmm. It says right here, siege. It says a military operation in which enemies forces surround a town or building, cutting off essential supplies with the aim of compelling the surrenders of those inside. All right. It
You
says
see.
an operation in which the police or other force surround the building and cut off supplies with the aim of forcing an armed person to surrender, a prolonged period of misfortune. All right. But hey man, that's what's happening. All right. With them doing this, they're sieging the whole world, man. What to do what? To beat them into submission so they can take full on control of everything, man, and everyone. All right. So
Hmm.
that's why we constantly tell our people and try to help our people see what the MOTB is, man.
Yep.
Revelation 13 and 16. You know,
Yep.
that rice grain. All right.
Yep.
How you think this is? You can't buy or sell savvy that have the mark. All right. And what you think a rationing is, man? You got to think about that, man. These a rationing is they're willing, they'll give you some, but they'll give you a certain amount, and you have to check in and tap in with them. You have to
Yep.
go to them, and they're gonna distribute it the way they want. They see fit for each individual. So if they say you need 2 gallons of water, listen, this you only getting 2 gallons of water. There's nothing else. And if they say you get a certain amount of water for a certain period, that's just how it's gonna go. All right. But how you think that's gonna be set up? Saying they gotta monitor this. They gotta know who's getting what. They gotta distribute it and understand and see where it's going in and coming out. All right, these devils think they slick, man. But let's get the scripture up real quick. Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. And that's exactly what's happening. They take
Hmm.
it, it said to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people. Who's to say that water is not a human right?
Right.
The devil will say that, man. When the Most High said, "This is good, man."
Right.
Animals benefit from it, man. We benefit from it. All right, the plants, the trees benefit from this, man. Who the hell are you to say that water is not a human right? You know.
Yeah. Yep. Uh-huh.
I'll read a little bit off of this. It says, as you are no doubt aware, that I'm gonna just use code words. You know what I'm saying? Just for the simple fact of Esau striking and cutting channels. So I'll definitely post the link in the description box, or you can see it right here. It's called the People's Voice.tv, and just type in water rationing on Google, and it should pop up. But it says as you are no doubt aware, the GEs, all right, GEs, all right, are making moves to have people own nothing and be happy, which is quoted from this guy himself. He mentioned that himself. How you own nothing and be happy, all right. But who's gonna own it? They are. And you gotta be, and they tell you gotta be happy that you don't have nothing and they own it. All right, so, like you said, control art. It says the world will be controlled by an authoritarian one world government and humanity. It says according to KS and the WEF will be enslaved in a totalitarian system featuring mass surveillance, mandatory jump shots, and desperate servitude. All right. Now this is a video from Rumble. It's a 10-minute video that's also on this link. All right, on in this article. I'm not gonna play it, but I will read what's written down. All right, that way I can jump over and skip over words. But the same thing that's being mentioned in this article is what this guy is saying. All right, it says it wouldn't be so bad if the WEF wasn't so influential. It says KS has openly bragged about his organization ability to infiltrate governments across the globe. At a Harvard Kennedy School Institution of Policy, he discussed how the WEF modus operandi is to penetrate governments by installing the young global leaders. All right. It says in recent years we have seen the modus operandi play out. All right. It says The WEF has infiltrated governments across the world, with every left voting nation firmly under their control, making no mistakes. The young global leaders include Justin Trudeau, all right, I think that's the president of Canada, and Emmanuel Macron, which is the president of France, are working hand in glove with Davos to roll out a global agenda of the 1%. Right now, in a disturbing development, the GEs are claiming that water is not a human right, and the world's water supply must be privatized and controlled by the E's. Right,
Mhm.
E's being Edomites. It says, well, as you can see, it, the 1%. And it says the World Economic Forum is teaming up with the UN to set its sights on seizing control of the world's water supplies and holding humanity to ransom. All right. So that's as much as I'm gonna read. Once again, you can get into it. The videos that's here, you can click on. Hey man, this is showing you, man. These devils is trying to. They're making their moves, man. All right. And with them making their move, that's gonna put a lot of people in some tough situations. That's why once again, like when you read, let's grab this real quick. Second Ezra 16. You gotta be ready. You gotta let's see, 16 and 35. Salakia, bear with me. Oh, 40. It says, "Oh my people, hear my word and make you ready to that battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth." All right, because evil times is coming. All right, and with there being a shortage of water, shortage of food, let's believe that would intensify, and that would have crime rates shoot all the way up. All right, shoot all the way up to the point where it's going to be a anarchy, as they would call it, or a lawless society.
That's
All right,
right.
so he that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. So once again, you have to gear your mind to adjusting to what's about to happen. You know what I'm saying? You got to adjust yourself to what's about to happen. You can't really put your stocks into trusting in Esau. All right, and you got to put your trust in Hashem Shot, because we understand by way of the scripture that the Lord said in Isaiah the 65th chapter, starting at the 13th verse, saying that his servants will eat, but these other people is going to be hungry, and his servants shall drink, but these other people are going to be thirsty. All right. You
That's
see,
right.
you gotta factor those things in. So everything that's connected to this world, all right, that can mess you up. You gotta forsake that, man. You gotta let that go, and that's what we're reading here. It says, "He that occupieth merchandise as he that hath no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein." Because you got to remember too, they're gonna utilize these things. They're gonna use these things
Right.
against Jake, man. They're gonna use these things against these common people. If you own a house and have mortgage and the bank fails, then that means that bank, a small bank that failed, has to basically transfer everything to a bigger bank, which it may be. Well, that bigger bank is gonna be the Federal Reserve. Guess what? Now the Federal Reserve own your house, and guess what? You know what I'm saying? There's a run around with that. All
Right.
right, they're gonna have you by the balls. You know what I'm saying? In that sense, if you get where I'm going with it. You want to say
Yeah.
something?
Now, just add on to what you said, because they came way back while when they came with this National Guard guidelines of when the COVID happened, and when people wasn't taking the vaccine, and
The health care. Mm-hmm.
yeah, as we always say, that these things, these steps, these processes is a prelude of what's to come when that system is implemented or put in place. But that same way they did it, they had the National Guard talking about there's going to be curfews. Um, Not only curfews, that they're going to have certain checkpoints on lockdown where people have to show the identity, the identity card as if they had been, vaccinated, and
Mm-hmm.
all these things, and so pretty much, yeah, they put in perspective. I mean, they put it in law that everything that you own don't belong to you. So when
Mm-hmm.
martial law is declared and the national emergency is declared, everything you own belongs to the military, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So just like we read, just like I was reading earlier today, and it's funny how it links up with the lesson when you read in it's funny, second Ezra, the 16th chapter,
Mm-hmm.
around the 70th verse, it talks about they should be like madman
Madness.
sparing none. It's 70.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
This is
Mm-hmm.
2 16 and 7. It says, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
They shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses."
Mm-hmm.
Continue
So,
on.
so the point is they're gonna waste and take away your goods and cast you out of your houses. So everything you do possess ain't gonna matter because with these legislation put in place, they're gonna just come and take over. They can come and remove you from your house and use that as a base site for the military. You know what I'm saying? They
Mm-hmm.
can take your house, your car, anything that you own belongs to them. So this is all temporary in use for the people, but they're literally little do they know that any given moment all this can be taken away from you. And we see it even with celebrities, like with the Kanye situation. To show you it ain't far-fetched that you could be rich today and doing good, and before you know it, in the snap of the fingers, you can be broke. So how much more for anyone else? But to show you who's in power, who's able to flip the switch, who's able to cut you off, you know what I'm saying? And take your funds and take everything you own. It's Esau Edom. And that's the proof of it right there.
That's right.
You
That's
know?
right. Man, it's the devil that the Bible speaks of, man, and they're being exposed. And if you don't see that these people are in control and they're doing this, and that they're the devils, man, listen, man, you're dead sleep.
Yep.
All right, you're dead sleep, and it's gonna be a rude awakening when it hits you right in your face. All right. So this once
Yep.
again, this is why we warn our people of what's to come. All right, because it's written throughout the scriptures. The scriptures give the who the villain is, and it gives you the attributes to identify the villain. Because one thing the villain will do, or one of his tactics or attributes, is deception. He would try to hide himself amongst the people, and you know what I'm saying. But in the process of that, him hiding himself, he was going to be doing all manners of dirt, all manners of wickedness. All right. So
Right.
the Bible exposes this individual, which is Esau Edom. All right, and this nation of Edomites. All right. So
And if I could say this, and this is why, if I could say this is why the scripture said what it says in Romans 11:7, man. What
mhm,
then? Israel have not attained what he seeketh for, but the election have attained it, and the rest were blinded. And the reason why I brought that precept up or quoted it is because the elect is going to understand who the devil is. And you know, because people act like it's a mystery. You know, here it is. We're in 2023. With all the track record, with all the history of people with Esau Edom invading, dropping bombs, setting up shop, embassy bases, and throughout the world, how can you not know who the devil is? And
mhm,
plus, in Thessalonians, it tells you, Second Thessalonians 2 verse 3, that there's going to be a falling away first, and that the what? That the men of sin shall be revealed, and the son of perdition. You know whose work is coming after what? Satan.
that's right.
So
I'm gonna grab it right here. It's right here.
yeah, yeah.
Second Thessalonians 2 and 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, but that day shall not come except they come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, and the son of perdition. And real quick, that falling away had to take place for that man of sin to be revealed.
Mm,
All right.
mm,
Because once again, in the midst of our downfall, Esau played a huge role in our downfall, right? And by him doing that, that just basically puts him more on the radar.
yeah,
That
yep.
puts him more on the radar. And how fervent this damn devil is to taking out Jake. You know what I'm saying? Even so much that he created a whole system against our people that we don't rise above. No, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
we don't get anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Directly aimed towards our people, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native and Indians. Which you can pinpoint and say this is the damn devil. All right. And that and many other it's an abundance of reasoning and things that this damn devil is doing to really expose who he is, right?
Right,
Is that the
right.
man is going to be revealing the son of perdition. Go ahead, Doc.
No, and And one clue right off the back, how you can tell who the devil is when you read Job 9:24.
Mm-hmm.
That alone says it says the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. So by default, you gotta find out who's in power. Is it the Arabs? Is it the Hamites? You know,
Mm-hmm.
is it the Moab? Is it the Ammonite? No, it's the Edomite, Esau, Edom, the so-called Jew. I mean, so-called Jewish people. But Scripture goes on and even gives you a more hint on who this devil is, or of who the wicked is. It goes on to say that he went and covered the faces of the judge thereof. Meaning what? Meaning they went and plastered these images, portraying themselves to be the anointed, the son of the Most High, and deemed themselves to be the Lord's chosen people. What other nation on the planet Earth has done that?
That's right.
You know, you don't see the Moab putting picture of the Messiah as one of them. You don't see the Ishmaelites. All nations believe in some high power except Esau, Edom. He believes himself. He don't believe there's a God, like this tells you in Psalms 14. So he made himself to be as God, as it tells you in Thessalonians. And by that itself, we can know who the devil is,
Mm-hmm.
because they went and painted the images of their likeness and they put it up. And that only nation that ever done that was Esau, Edom,
That's
the
right.
so-called white people. But you got it up.
That's right. Hey, even to add on, these other nations outside of Esau, Edom, these heathen, they're more quicker to tell you that you're the children of Israel before Esau.
Right,
You know,
right. Good point.
plain and simple. But this is that's Second Thessalonians 2:4. It says, "Who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High." And that's a prime example by doing this. Because we know Yahweh Shemel Shah is omnipotent, right? All knowing, all seeing, all powerful, all right? And he controls all things. And what Esau's trying to do, he's trying to fall under that same umbrella. Or if not, he's trying to do it bigger than the Most High. He's trying to be bigger and better than the Most High. That's what he said, exalted himself above all that is called the Most High. All right. So he's opposed to him, which means he don't follow the ways. He goes against that, and he
Mhm.
exalted. So basically, he's saying that the way that Esau, the laws and the things that they're doing in this world is better than what the Most High did. Plain and
Yep,
simple. All
yep.
right. And that
Mhm.
right there, if they speak in those words, that directly shows you who the damn devil is, because that word devil goes back to
Deceiver.
Diablos, all right, which is the
Mhm.
deceiver. All right. And Satan is what? The adversary, right?
Mhm.
And hold on, real quick. Jumping down, it says, "Who's coming?" This is verse 8. It says, "Then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth." But he's doing that by way of his prophets, right? And shall
Mhm.
destroy with his brightness of his coming. And the Lord is coming to do that real soon. In his second coming, it says, "Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, which is the adversary." All right, to do everything adverse to the Most High,
Right.
right? With
Right.
all power, signs, and lying wonders, and that technology is AI. These missiles that they're creating, they're all power, signs, and lying wonders. All right, you see.
Mhm.
So this is ultimately the once again the key attributes and the things that you can identify that this man is the devil. All right.
Right.
Let me grab another precept. I got
Mhm.
two
My
more
God.
after this. I got this one and one more. If you have anything, you
Uh.
know.
uh um. I got one Micah.
Okay,
Uh.
Con, that was the one I was gonna grab as well. So, all right, we got two more. I'm gonna read this one. You can get that one, and we can just
All
end
right.
it up.
Come. Come.
All right, this is Psalm 64 and verse 1. It says, "Hear my voice, O Yahweh, while Shemal Shah, in my prayers. Preserve my life from the fear of the enemy." Once again, who's our enemy? The Edomites. All
Right.
right, not just only the Edomites, all these other nations, but the head, the top. You can read that in Psalms the 83rd chapter. Esau, Edom is leading the charge, right? And he always wanted to see our downfall. He always teamed up with these other nations anyway to take us down. All right.
Mhm.
It
Mhm.
says, "Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity." All right. And these are the secret counsel. This is a branch of the secret counsel. All right.
Yeah.
It says, "Who
Mhm.
whet their tongues like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect represent Israel. All right. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not." It says, primarily the elect, you know what I'm saying? The elect of Israel. But you know what I'm saying? It says they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, "Who shall see them?" They search out iniquity. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. You see? So, amen. They sit behind closed doors. They sit having their little meetings, having their little seances, and guess what? They think about how they're gonna destroy Jake and how they're gonna try to control everything in this world. That's their main. You would think someone that have trillions of dollars would just sit back and enjoy their riches. You know what I'm saying? No,
Right,
their mind is always occupied in evil, man.
right. Always.
Always.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, you gonna read it, man? You gonna read it?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Con. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. And when morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. You see? So Lord saying, woe unto them that devise iniquity. And who's who are the people that's devising iniquity? Who's drawing these plans? Who's plotting on the just and the righteous? Esau, Edom, our accuser. You know what I'm saying? A wicked brother. That's who's persecuting the nation of Israel till this day. They refuse to let us go. They have both the southern and the northern kingdom under their possession,
Mm-hmm.
and they still continue to further the affliction. But now the Lord has to come back and deliver us, because if not, the scripture says that it's going to be no flesh to be saved. But because these devils are feverishly working on their beds day and night while we slaving it, going to work, paying bills, these devils are plotting on our downfall, man. The poison, the food that we eat, the air that we breathe, the water that we drink, you know, sell you mixed fabric clothing, everything that scripture said it wasn't lawful. This is what he's bringing to us, man. Feed us all type of abomination, swine. You know what I'm saying? Like the brother read earlier, pretty much just transgressing the laws, changing the times. You know what I'm saying? Changing the ordinance. This is what the work of the devil would do. So his job is to what? It's to draw up these plans, have these meetings, brainstorm among the people to see, who got the better idea to hurry up and wipe Jake out. You know, and it says, and when it's morning, it says when morning is light, they practice it. So they go about it to establish. They go about accomplishing their wickedness, because what? Because it's in their power to do so. Because they're in charge. No
Yep.
one can stop them. So 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 this is the job of Satan. A person that adverse to life, to God, is going to do things in that nature. This is the guy that's going to go and drop bombs, and go and strip all the resources, and go and bring the philosophy and the democracy upon a nation forcefully to accept without their consent. But this is the work of Satan. Only Satan would do something like that. Only Satan would rejoice in a man's downfall, in a righteous man's downfall, man. Satan's Esau, Edom, they're the people that rejoicing to see Jake perplexed, man. To see Jake's in a broken down spirit, man. To see Jake, you know what I'm saying, suffering, and But this is who we trying to warn our people of. The man of sin. He's here, and he's about to put in some work, man. He's about to cut off your water. He's rationing the food, like the scripture tells you in Second Ezra, the 6th chapter, that pretty soon the sown place is going to appear unsown, and the full storehouse is going to be found empty.
Yep.
So he's on the roll, man. But our people don't see, because they don't feel the effect. It's still haven't settled in. But like this Lord tells us, that all these things that we're hearing and that's taking place, these are all the beginning of sorrows. So this devil is about to unleash some shit that you ain't never heard or seen before, man.
That's right.
And mhm. In verse 2, it says, they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses, and take them away. So they press a man in his house, even a man in his heritage.
Damn, and it's oppression when a man has to go to, you know what I'm saying, go and
Mhm.
ask for water, and
Right,
they only give you a certain amount. Knowing that a man has a man, wife, and kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's only just enough. You know what I'm saying? Just for that moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, that's how you know this damn devil. He's playing on the minds of the people. All right, and he's utilizing these resources, the things that we need to oppress us even more. All right, and
Right.
yo man, that's why he
Hey.
got to go.
Mhm.
Reverse
Now go
three,
ahead.
reverse three, if you don't mind, Baba Kashan.
Yeah, come. Um, verse 3 it says, "Therefore, thus said the Lord, behold, against this family do I devise an evil from which ye have not removed your necks, and neither shall ye do haughtily, for this time is evil."
So the Lord has something stored up for them. All right, and it's crazy because it says, "Behold, against this family do I devise an evil." And when you look at the higher ups, the 1%, the elites, you know,
Hmm.
they go based off of family line. You
Right,
know, they keep it within the family. They go based off of a family line. It's a certain amount of families. They all tied in with each other. All right, and there's no way. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to let none of that the riches go outside of that. All right, they
right.
don't want no outsiders in, and that's how they get down. So, and that lineage goes back all the way to the wicked man, to the Esau Edom. All
Yep.
right,
Hmm.
all the way back
Hey.
to the Romans, all the way back
Hmm.
to the Grecians,
Right,
so on and so forth.
right. Hey, man, that's perfect because going back to his track record, man.
Hmm.
Like history has repeated itself. Every time Esau came into power, he did the very same thing.
Hmm.
When you read Matthew 24 and 12, it says what? Because iniquity shall abound, the
The
love of
left
many shall
wing
wax
side.
cold, right? Why is that? Because there's a wicked ruler in power, right? So is the ruler and the judge. So are his
His
people.
office.
So is his officer, right?
Hmm.
But just say that because when you read in when you read in the Apocrypha, when you read in the Maccabee, in the was it first Maccabees?
Hmm.
Um,
What's his wickedness was multiplied?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, to
I think that's
show you
one of
that
the
the man of sin, it has to be Esau Edom because every time he comes in power, they rule in a wicked fist, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And a wicked rule of thumb, man.
hmm.
And the whole people is in mourning. They're oppressing everybody. They invading people's culture and traditions and changing them up, making them fall after their ways and do all these abominations, all these pagan celebration because they were in power. So the same thing that's going on today. People worshiping all these holidays, all these pagan customs because what? Because Esau's in power. He's doing the very same thing that he did when he during the Greeks and during the Romans. This is what he's doing now. But I just want to grab real quick, just show you that he's the devil. It says this is First Maccabees chapter 1, and I'll start at 7. And so Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servant Bear ruled everyone in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evil were multiplied in the earth.
Hmm.
You see, so evil multiplied because what? Because a wicked person was in power.
Hmm.
You know, so because of that person that was ruler, so are the people. So it goes to show you now. You got to look at today's society. Are people living in fear, being a God fearing nation? Are people taking heed to the words of the Lord? Are people praying and looking hastening for the coming day of the Lord? No, everyone's living life as it was at the time of the old. You know what I'm saying? Eating, getting married, building houses, planting this, tilling land, and everyone done forgot about the Lord. But prophecy is going to be fulfilled regardless, man.
Yep,
You know what I'm saying? That these things are going to take place, and those that's not aware, those not watching and praying, they're gonna be overtaken. You know?
that's right. Calm, calm. Hey man, that's it on that on my end. You got anything else?
Mm, nah, man. Just, not at all. But I'll say just one thing because it came to mind when you was reading about that article with this dude, Cotton Swab over there.
Yeah,
um, it's funny because when these settlers came over here to the New World, to show you that these people, you could tell their spirit ain't upright. They asked the Native American to buy land, and these Native Americans kind of looked at it strange with the concept of buying land because there was no such thing as to buy land. because it wasn't theirs to give to begin with. And pretty much they had to tell them like, yo, this is God's world, man. There's no such thing as or language or a term as you can buy land. You know, what's really freely give is what you freely receive based off what the Lord has set up in the earth. You know, but just to say that to show you like these spirits are so corrupt and so vile that they look past things like that to show you like, yo, everything that was given on earth was made by Yahweh Shemel Shai, man. So who am I to say who can have this and who can have that? Who am I to say who can live and who can die? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I show you the unjust, the upright, not the uprightness in these
Unrighteous.
devils. Yeah, come the water and these devils, you know.
That's
But
right.
that was it, bro. That's all I just wanted to throw out there.
Nah, that's perfect. That's perfect, man. So we pray and hope that this lesson was edifying. All right. We want to give all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Hakadash, the one of our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and has taught us his truth, and also peace and salutation to the overall light. Shalom.
Shalom.